Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today we're going to talk about TB rewards and whether or not it's worth it to join a guild specifically to farm Watt or KAM. So let's jump into it. So I've been seeing a lot of players ask, is it worth it to join a guild specifically to farm KAM or Watt, or should they just go for a guild that's doing double ROTE? So with double ROTE, you do get this GET3. You do get some good benefits. So my guild, they do have some legacy rewards here, and it's pretty good. So you get decent Get1, you get decent Get2, probably more than what you would get for dark side TB, and definitely better than what you would do for light side TB. But the main benefit is you also get this Get3. Not to mention, like, the other rewards are good, the crystals are good, all negligible. It really doesn't matter. But you also get access to things like third Riva and third sister. If you're a new player, I don't think you're going to be getting access to that, so it shouldn't really be a factor for you as far as doing ROTE. But let's look at the cost of what it's actually going to take you to farm KAM or Watt using this Get3, just to give you perspective. All right, so it takes, for 5 shards of KAM or Watt, it takes 2,125 Get3. You need 330 shards of that, so it's going to take 100 and almost 100 or a little more than 140,000 Get3 to farm that. That's a lot. To get 5 kyrotech, it's only 300 Get3. So the equivalent of what it would take to farm either Watt or KAM from 0 shards to 330 shards is 2,335 kyrotech, which is absolutely huge. That's a GL's level worth of kyrotech. So is that worth it? It depends, and it's a difficult question. But let's jump into what it would take if you actually used your Get3. So if you were getting 31 stars in rope, it would take you roughly 25 TBs. So 1 year of TB to farm if you're getting 31 stars. And that's what my guild's currently getting. And we're close to like 420, 430 million GP. If you're at one of those lower end guilds, it would take you 45 TBs, roughly 23 months of Get3 at 15 stars. And if you want to see that, here you go. So this is 15 stars, 3,100 Get3, and then at 31 stars, we get 5,500 Get3. So not a long time, like a long time, and that's with both ROTEs. So if you farm specifically for like dark side TB or light side TB for either of those, you can get up to 50 shards, and it only costs the equivalent of 1 of your TBs. And if you get 50 shards, it's pretty quick to farm it. So is it worth it for KAM or for Watt? So I would say, especially for Watt, for new players in your first year, your first goal should be with your guild would be to get geos, get them gear 12, and join a guild that's getting at least like 35, 40, close to 50 Watt shards, and your goal should be to get Watt. If you have a lower GP and you're going to try to farm Watt, because Watt's a very important character. You need him for JMK. He's very important in a lot of strategies. With you can use him with SOKR, you can use him with C. He's a very universal character. He's effective at low gear, so he just requires a Zeta, but you do want him, like, absolutely. And he's a requirement for JMK, and JMK is a really good GL. So is he worth a GL's worth of kyrotech? I would say no. You don't have to rush into an ROTE guild. I would say in the beginning, your goal should be find a guild that's doing dark side TB and ROTE, and that way you're getting the blend. And try to find one that's doing really well with KAM or with Watt, and get those Watt shards early within your first year. Once you have Watt and you've played the game for at least a year, then go join a guild that's doing ROTE twice. That's totally fine. But until you have Watt, your goal should be to join a guild that's doing both Darkside TB and ROTE. I think it's really worth it to do that, because Watt is a worthwhile character, and if you're going to try to use your GET3, you're really hurting the overall progress of your account, because that kyrotech that you get from GET3 is important in developing your account, because this GET2, you're using it to farm Malevolence in the Negotiator, so you're not going to be able to use that on kyrotech right away. So you have to try to use this GET3 to get that kyrotech, and it's going to be really important in getting that, especially in early game when you don't have as much access or energy that you can put into those kyrotech nodes. As far as KAM, I would say, in my opinion, it's not worth it to do Lightside TB. I would not do Lightside TB. I wouldn't farm for KAM. I honestly wouldn't spend GET3 on KAM. KAM is not worth the GL. KAM is not worth 2,000. What was the number over here? KAM is not worth 2,335 shards or kyrotech. He's not. Absolutely not. He's a good character, yeah, absolutely. Does he elevate the Galactic Republic Jedi? Yeah, absolutely. Kelleran Beck, Qui-Gon Jinn, he's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Elevates that team. But is he worth the GL? No. Is he required for anything? Absolutely not. Is he worth any of this? No. So unless CG makes an avenue where we can farm the Watt or KAM in another way, or use another currency, I would say just ignore KAM. He's not worth it. If he becomes a requirement for something else, then maybe guilds there'll be opportunities in guilds to go for KAM with a Lightside TB, and then also ROTE guilds. I'm sure they would pop up because a lot of players don't have them. But is it worth it to actually do Lightside TB right now instead of ROTE? I would say no. You're nerfing the income of your entire guild, because at no point is it better to do Lightside TB than it is to do ROTE. Darkside TB and ROTE, yes. Lightside TB and ROTE, no. Additionally, is KAM worth it? No. Is KAM worth all that kyrotech? In my opinion, I would say no. So it's up to you. I told you the cost. You know how much kyrotech it's going to cost you, how long it's going to take. So if you decide you want to do that, then go ahead and do it. If you decide you don't, then don't. But in my opinion, if you ask me what you should do, especially if you're a new game player, then go ahead, when you join one of your early guilds, farm Watt, then try to find a guild that's doing double ROTE. He really is that important. He is a requirement for a GL, and he's a lifter for SOKR and C. So yes, absolutely important. KAM, he elevates a good team, like two good teams, that pretty much becomes one. 2 and 3s, 1 and 5s, I would say. Yes, he's good. I'm not saying he's bad. He's an excellent character, but is he worth a GL's worth of kyrotech? I would say no. Hopefully in the future, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if he's going to become a requirement for something. If he becomes a requirement, then yes, we have to farm him. But currently where the game stands right now, I would say KAM is a pass. Pass on KAM, not worth it. If something happens and they create an avenue where we can farm them, kind of like Proving Grounds or something of that manner, then yeah, absolutely, get your KAM. He's worth it. But currently, no, right now. So other than that, that's my little spiel on if you should farm specifically for KAM, if you should farm specifically for Watt, should you join a guild specifically for that? KAM, yes, or I'm sorry, Watt, yes, KAM, no. It depends where you are, and then now you at least know the cost in kyrotech of how much it's actually going to cost you to get these characters, which is a lot. They're very, very expensive. So if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, or if you agree with my assessment, also let me know. But in my opinion, that's what I think. If you think differently, please let me know. Let's talk about it. Other than that, if you like this content and you want some more of my guides, go ahead and like and subscribe. And other than that, I'll see you next time. So take care.